Hey Julia, tomorrow is our family meeting to consider about my wedding. Are you free at 7 p.m.? Our family will meet my fiance's family and talk about something we have to prepare.
Oh, hi, Messi. Thanks for asking me. I'm fully free at that time. I have one day off a week and I will told my boss that I'm off tomorrow. Don't be worry, this is your biggest event ever so I can't absent.
I know that you're really busy, thanks for spending time for me my sister. I really appreciate you for taking the time to meet with us.
You're welcome. That's the normal thing I have to do. Also, I am so excited, Messi. It's gonna be the best wedding ever. Our first gathering after you propose to your girlfriend, which makes it so special. I am so curious about your girlfriend. She gonna be so magnificent, right? I'm dying to see her and to get to know her. Actually, I have to say apologize to you because I was too busy that I have never seen your fiancé. I haven't been able to make time for you. Or anyone for that matter.
Oh, don't apologize. You really don't need to. You is such an important person to me. I know I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for you.
Oh, don't say it like that. And you shouldn't be giving me credit for the great man you have become. You're the one who kept trying really hard even when times were difficult for both of us. I'm so proud of you. You know that, right?
I really appreciate that you are my sister and that you have always stood by my side. And for all the things you've done for me.
Actually, I still cannot believe that my brother is getting married. I really feel the time when we was in the primary school is filing faster now that I'm old and grown up. Oh my god, I have back to my work now, so I will text you later my brother. I will be for really looking forward to our big family dinner tomorrow night. Say hi to Laura from Mr. and that I'm really looking forward to seeing her. And make sure you get home safety.
Hello, Julia. Nice to meet you. This is Laura, your brother wife.
Oh, wife. Hi, Laura, nice to meet you. I really want to meet you from the bottom of my heart. Thank for spending time texting to me. I am too busy that I can't say hi to you before we met.
Actually, I text you because I have some questions want to ask you. Is it okay? Or do you have enough time to rep me?
Sure. No problem.
Are you coming to the dinner tonight?
Of course I am, it's very important day of my brother. Why can I absent? It's going to be a really important day for the whole family. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
What?
Why are you so surprised like that? Do you want me to go?
But before answer this, I want to ask another question. I heard that you never went to college. Is that true?
That's correct. I started working right after I graduated high school, so I never went to a college.
If you don't mind my asking, how can a person without a college degree earn sufficient money for themselves or even be able to make a living?
What do you mean?
Wow, I couldn't help but noticing when we met the other day. But, look at you, see what you have? Nothing. None of the clothes you're wearing and the bag you had in your hand is from luxury brand.
I just have never been the one who put all my money into what I wear.
Does that mean you're in your 25s and you can't afford any fashion brand item? It made Ma assume that you're a little low on money, or you may be having some financial difficulties right now.
I'm sorry, but I don't care much about luxury brand. I just usually whatever I feel comfortable and what I like. But I will try my best to look elegant tonight. So don't be worried.
Oh, you don't have to do that. Because there'll be no next time. I don't want to see you ever again. Don't come to the meeting that my parents may be look down on me because I have the poor sister-in-law.
What? Why do you have to worry about that? It's just a family meeting. And from the time you agree to live with my brother in your entire life, you're my sister.
Of course not. Messi is a handsome man and he's good at everything. Although he can't make money as much as my dad, but I still love him /. It's okay to spend my dad's money and credit card at the end of my life. But I feel so embarrassed when you come to meet my parents.
What are you talking about? I didn't feel like there was any reason for me to be embarrassed about anything.
You didn't remember that you dropped out of school. You're damaging our reputation.
Oh, but I don't want to miss my brother important day. All my family will come, so I can't stay at home tonight. And you know that I already asked my boss for that day off tonight.
But I don't want you here after all. Are you understand what I said? It was really embarrassing for the rest of us to have welcomed someone like you into our family.
No members in our family even think that, excepted you, Laura.
To be honest, you're the opposite of your brother. You have nothing he has.
I look like my father and my brother take a lot after his mother. That may be why we're different.
You still can't realize the problem. How much do you weigh? I could tell you that you have surpassed the average weight for your height. Don't you think you should lose some weight?
Oh, what are you talking about? Now. It wasted my time and it wasn't related to the meeting tonight. And I think I don't have to answer you about that.
What can I say? I'm a woman and I have a lot of friends, but none of them are like you. They are conscious about their figure. I thought you would be a beautiful lady. Looking at Messi, I always imagined that his sister would be just like him.
Sorry for making you feel like that way. I didn't know that you had such high expectations for me. But anyway, I always be wishing the best for the two of you.
You don't have to wish us anything. I really want dumb, fat and ugly girl like you Sadie away from our life. You won't be interfering with us from now on. You are not educated nor do you have a decent job.
But my business runs excellent.
Business? What an old and outmoded store. I know that you're selling agriculture products, right? What's even worse, agriculture. This is 4.0 era, you know. Why can you sell that? You were like a 90 years old people. What's an ashamed?
Laura, I tried my best and I really want to have good rapport with you like a real sister. I always want to look up to you because everything you've done for my brother. Why you still treated me like this?
That has nothing to do with this. We're talking about your lack of worth.
Why can you look at the person by their money and social standard?
I can smell your lack of money from a mile away, and it's atrocious. I could smell you even if you use some luxury perfume or wear something expensive. You still look like a poor people. I am still not seeing the problem with my job. And the reason you made is unreasonable. Having a good rapport with each other is a good thing. I don't understand why you can take it as a problem. I don't want to have a bad argue with you. Don't bother me anymore. I can't believe that you're that kind of person. How can you boost your value by look down on the other people? I think marrying a person like you is a wrong choice of my brother. I will told this to my parents. See? I know you are a bad lady.
No, I just show them the truth about the lady that they are really looking forward to. Put your fake face down and lets everyone know about the bad personality behind that cute fake face. Once you are not out of my sight for good, I'll finally be happy for it. You are so rude and awful, just get lost. Actually, I will give you a chance that we can start over. My brother always want we will become a happy family and I don't want this disappointed him. Okay, but I don't want my parents sad because of seeing us combat each other like this.
I could care less. I have wanted you gone from the start.
Can we please just get along? I am willing to try.
Stop acting so self-righteous. You made me sick.
Hey, you are older than me, you are my sister-in-law, aren't you? I know that you hate me from the bottom of your heart. But let's try to stay calm and deal with this situation as adults, can you? I don't want to cause a sense between the two of us.
I don't need to sit here and listen to someone younger than me who thinks they are all that to lecture me. I already gave you instructions on how this situation can be handled. I told you to leave several times. So leave.
Okay, I understand, but I am not sure I can keep this as a secret between us. If you are really that upset to keep insulting me like that, then I guess I have no choice.
At the end you are leaving, so why don't you leave much more sooner?
Are you sure this is what you want? I will leave now because this is your wedding, but in the future I expect you to treat me differently. I want to be more polite when speaking to me next time we see each other.
It doesn't matter to me. I don't plan on seeing you ever again after this.
I plan on never seeing you again either. I think it will be for the best after all of the things you have said to me. With that settled, goodbye.
For me, there is nothing as embarrassing as having a relative like that. And also, I think just people who have low income will buy products at your store. The income you got from selling agriculture products will never enough for you to pay any luxury items. Anyway, I don't want anything to do with you from now on. Hey, no one is here. The whole place is empty. Where did everyone go? I have gone to the place we hold the meeting. But I can't see anyone, even my husband. I can't call him and even my parents. Do you know where are they? Was this your doing? Did you do something? This all has to be because of something you did.
You know that when you're texting with me I am so happy, and then I showed my brother with a happy face. He was at home and seat next to me. He saw everything you texted to me. I only did exactly as you said. But I have told mom and dad about all thing you said to me. They thought it's a wrong choice for let you be the member of our family. So everyone come to their home. And there won't be any wedding ceremony.
Here you are. I know that you're that kind of person. You should act like you like me and want to have good relationship with me. The one who has two faces, the one who has two faces. You took everyone with you?
No, after my brother saw all the messages. He done everything and called everyone, even your parents.
What? My parents know this?
Of course.
This is my wedding, why can you do that? I can understand if your parents decided to leave with you, but why everyone? Even my husband?
Why until now you still can't realize anything? In the end, why can't you realize you fault? And you just put everything on me? Look back to yourself and consider it's true or false.
I knew that you would eventually steal everyone away from me. It was only a matter of time. Even thought I loved everyone and they are so important to me. Everyone was supposed to love me too. Not you. One day, I'll take everyone back, you'll see.
You know that you really disappointed my brother.
Why?
He loves me when I was a kid and he wanted to marry a person who can be my sister. He always dreamed of having a loving wife and family. He said that he can't marry someone who treats his little sister that way. Why everything comes so suddenly? I can't accept it. But you have to, he already made his decision. The wedding will never happen no matter how long you sit there and beg everyone come back to you.
What about all the money I spent on this wedding? Is that all just going to waste?
It's all my family money, so we can choose what to do with it.
How could my own parents and family agree with you and just leave me here alone on my wedding day during Seder?
You know, they can't spoil you anymore. They just couldn't understand the behavior you were exhibiting to me. They were at a loss for words at what you were saying to me. You were always causing troubles for them in school because of how you treated the other girl in the class. My brother was so shocked when he knew that. Now everything can't change, please accept the truth and give me peaceful. My brother think that you are really selfish and rude.
I'm just really upset right now. I really didn't mean it. I swear.
Don't talk to me. You need to say sorry to your parents and my brother. They are hurted. I think they deserve an explanation.
No, I just want my husband and wedding back. Your brother told me that the wedding was seriously canceled and that I need to go home. Did everyone really have to take it this far?
Of course, everyone is upset. He is angry at your lack of common sense in the situation you put yourself in. You can't even see what you did wrong. You're jealously just took over everything that you've had. That's all. You know, you have lost your control and everyone can easily see that you cray about my family's money and just want to live an easy life. But you know Noon want to marry a lazy person a thuff you are hot, young and beautiful. Beauty can disappear by the time but knowledge and personality is persistent. So this is all the thing that I have to told and explain to you. I don't hate you, I hope you can take the lesson and be a better person in the future.
Then Julia gave Laura a truth advice about life and how to become a great woman at the bottom of her heart. The wedding was really cancelled. Laura's parents said apologies to Messi, Laura and also her parents for let them know this bad things. Laura soon realized the lesson and tried to living in an independent way. She started to work and study at the new city and Messi finally moved on.
Hey Tara. We need to talk. Where are you?
I'm here, Ariel. What's up? It's my break time.
So what? I don't care. I have something important to tell you right now. You think you're pretty clever, don't you? How you got to live in that big house all by yourself?
What are you talking about? Where did this come from all of a sudden? I don't understand.
I was talking to Peter, and he told me that you're living all alone in your parents' house.
Well, that is true. My parents decided to retire to the countryside. They wanted to get out of the city and take things easy. So, I'm living by myself in the house these days.
See. That's what I'm talking about. It's so wrong. You're still in your 20s. Why 20-year-old girl need to live in a big house like that and all alone? It's a little bit weird, honestly.
What do you mean by that?
Most people are living in little apartments at that age. Especially in the city, a home that size is actually reserved for someone older. A family with kids needs that kind of space, not a single person like you.
Well, if that's the case, why don't you buy a house, Ariel, or build your own? Isn't your daughter going to start the first grade, is she? Why don't you and my brother find a spot and build out the house? Well, it seems like a good idea.
Are you kidding me? Do you know how much it costs to build a house? It would be pricey in the suburbs. But to build one in town would take at least $1 million. And in case you haven't heard, Peter is going to be working overseas for a while. He won't be back for a year, maybe 2. How am I supposed to build a house without him around? There's so much to do and it's really big decision. I couldn't possibly do it without him here.
Yeah, I didn't know he was going to be overseas for a while.
So I've been thinking my daughter and I ought to have the house. It just makes sense if we could move in this week. I know it'll be a little hard for you to find a new place. But if you could get out as soon as possible, that'd be great.
Do what now?
I know it's a house you grew up in. But it doesn't make sense for a single person to be living there alone. It's a bit of a luxury for you. It's a total waste. So, you need to hand over the keys and pack your bags. There aren't that many homes that size left in the city, and they ought to be reserved for families with children.
I don't understand how you can think that. I inherited the house from my parents. That makes no sense. It's my house. Do you even hear yourself? You're asking me to give up my home because I'm single? That doesn't make any sense.
It does, Tara. Besides, I've already decided. I'm your older brother's wife. That means you need to do what I tell you to.
Seriously? You've got to be kidding.
Besides, there's no reason to make a fuss about it. It's also Peter's house, you know. He grew up there too. So it's only natural that his wife and daughter can live there. We have just as much of a right to be there. I'm sure that your parents would be happy to have their son's wife and their granddaughter living there. They would want us to be taken care of, especially while Peter is gone.
Then what am I supposed to do if you kick me out?
Go get an apartment like every other single person in the city. Honestly, you've always lived in your parents' house. It'd be good for you to be out on your own for a bit. It'll give you some practice for real life. You need to learn to stand on your own 2 feet.
I absolutely am able to take care of myself even when my parents still lived here. I was helping out around the house. I cooked, I ran errands, I did plenty of the cleaning and the laundry too. I earned my own salary and take care of myself now. I don't need any practice. I already do everything you say.
I understand, but it just is different being on your own. Living at your parents' house is just easier. It's the little thing. And living on your own instead of with your mom and dad is totally different too. You don't know what it's like to live alone. I mean, not really. I think it's really important for a person to be on their own for a bit to really know who they are. If you never give it a try, how will you know?
Last time, I checked, you have never lived alone. I'm pretty sure you lived with your parents right up until you married my brother. And you guys got pregnant immediately after getting married. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you have never lived alone in your entire life.
This isn't about me. Anyways, it doesn't matter starting now. We're going to be living in that house. I need you to hurry up and get your things together and get out. We will be moving in shortly, and I want you gone. Hey Tara. I know you're working. I hate to bother you, but I know this isn't the best way to tell you, but we let ourselves in. We had an extra key to the house.
What? How can you do that?
Well, Peter still got the spare key. We've managed to bring all our things in. So it's official now. We're gonna be living in the house from now on. Thanks a lot.
Wait. Just a minute. Stop talking down to me like you've won something. You selfish little brat.
Hey, watch your mouth with me. I'm not selfish. Peter grew up here too. He and I agree that we should live here. And it's obvious that we deserve it.
What?
It doesn't matter if he agrees with you or not.
That's my house. I don't agree at all. That house is my house now. So you can stop being cute with me. Stop talking to me like you own the place.
You're one to talk. You only live here and you're gonna act like you own the place. How's that different than me living here? It's your parents' house, isn't it? It's only fair that your brother's family got to live in this house the exact same way you've been living in.
No. No way, the house is mine. I'm sorry, but I am asking you to take your things and go. I want you out of my house.
Hate to tell you, but we aren't the ones that are going to be leaving. That's going to be you. In fact, I already tossed all your things out. They're sitting on the curb as we speak. You're gonna want to come get them as soon as you can get away from work.
What? You tossed my things out. What do you mean by that?
I mean exactly what I said. I came and I put all your things in boxes and I threw them all outside. I mean, I still kept the furniture. I rather like most of them and we can use them. But your stuff is gone.
You're lying. It's pouring rain out right now. How could you throw my things out in the rain? Are you out of mind? Who in their right mind would do such a thing?
Well, that is too bad, isn't it? All your things are gonna get wet. You're gonna want to find a nice warm spot to dry off once you collect your things.
I can't believe this. Is this really what you're like? Are you really so selfish that you would throw everything I own from my own home and leave it out in the rain like garbage? I've never heard of anything like this. You've got to be the most selfish person I've ever met in my entire life.
Excuse me? I've been telling you to get out for weeks. I gave you plenty of time to pack up and get out. And in the end, you didn't do what I asked. This is all your own fault. We live here now. An apartment is just gonna suit you better? You're young and single, Tara. You'll find something more your style. Something cheap and little.
Okay, I'm leaving work now.
Good. Your things are all on the curb. It looks trashy to have all that stuff piled up in front of the house. And I don't think the garbage truck will be coming by today.
You don't have to try to rub it in. Actually, it doesn't really matter that you threw my things out. You kind of did me a favor. I am not going to be coming back by the house today.
Of course, you won't. It's not your place anymore. It's mine now. You am so pity for you now. You've lost your home and all your belongings.
Okay then. But you should know something. The water service is going to be shut off soon today. And also the electricity too.
What?
I've already spoken with the power company and they ought to be out to cut that off too. It may already be off, but I know it's slated to be cut this afternoon sometime. Since the water and power are both going to be out for a while, you'll probably need to go to a hotel to take a shower. Or you can find somewhere to take a bath. It's up to you.
What? There is no power or water in the whole house?
Yeah, I forgot to mention, the flooring in the kitchen is all pulled up, it's getting replaced. But the new flooring isn't down yet, so it's mostly just the raw boards in there. Be careful.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it's a real mess in there right now. No floors, no power, no water. Good luck with making your meals. You might need to eat a lot of takeout. There are also a few other areas of the house that are under construction right now. If you're wondering what you can do, you probably will want to talk to the construction crew. The contractor can probably tell you the most.
What are you talking about?
Now that I've been kicked out, I really don't know.
Wait. I don't understand what is going on. The utilities are all turned off. The kitchen's completely taken apart. What is going on here? What is up with this house? What have you done?
You're the one who let yourself in, aren't you? You're there now. I think you can see for yourself with your own eyes. The house is being remodeled. Construction is going to start tomorrow. They scheduled to get started pretty early in the morning.
Are you for real? As soon as we got here, I'd started gathering up your things to take them out. I haven't even been in the kitchen, so I hadn't noticed anything at all.
You must have been really focused on tossing my stuff out.
But why is it being remodeled? I hadn't heard anything about that from Rob.
I can do what I like with my own house. I don't need to ask anyone permission or tell anyone what I'm doing. I have told that the house is mine. You can look at the deed and the titles. My name is on all of them.
What? I thought this house was your parents'. Don't they own it?
They did. But when they decided they wanted to move out of the city, they also wanted to sell the house. Because they also knew they wouldn't be coming back. As for me, I love that house so much. That place is my childhood. So, I made a decision to buy that house from my parents.
What? Really? Did you indeed buy that house?
So, I made a decision to buy that house from my parents. How can my parents afford to move to the countryside without selling their old house? And I don't want that place fallen to any else, so that's why I bought it. I've always loved the house. But some details of the house got old. I wanted to make a few changes, modern the place up a bit. I want to DIY some of the smaller projects. It sounded fun to me, and it's a pretty good way to save a little money too. But some of it is just way too hard for me to do by myself. Besides, I'd rather have a professional take care of the more complicated stuff. I want to make sure it gets done right. But I wasn't expecting to get kicked out of my own home in the middle of construction. It's a real mess at this point.
You said the construction was slated for tomorrow. So you mean the house is still unfinished? I haven't had a good chance to look around yet.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. You can look in the kitchen for yourself and try to turn on the water in the bathrooms. Until the remodel is finished, there won't be any power or water or gas. The kitchen floors are still pulled up too. I don't think any of the cabinets have doors on them either.
Can't believe that. You've ruined it. What a dump could live like that? It's uninhabitable.
Well, if you want a house with no power, no water, no gas, here it is. Go right ahead and see how you like it. You're welcome to stay in my house. I really didn't want you to live there, but I'm willing to let you stay rent-free. I guess I'm just feeling generous today.
It doesn't matter if there's no rent. It's impossible to live here. Why don't you go find your own perfect house? You go get one of those. If not, can you have them hurry up and finish it so we can move in properly?
I most certainly will not. I was happily remodeling it for myself. If you want construction to continue while you're there, you can do it yourselves. And of course you can pay for it yourselves too.
How dare you to speak to me in that way? I am your brother's wife.
I don't see you that way at all. In my opinion, you're just a money-grabbing, stingy old woman. I've been working hard on DIY projects every day after work. I've been working hard to make my dream home. But all of that was robbed in the end. Do you think that I can let you do whatever you want? You are not deserved to live in that house.
But I really need a house to live. My family need it.
I don't care. But well, you can live there if you want.
Hold on. If the house is being remodeled, where you are living now, don't tell me that you can live in that condition?
No, Ariel. Of course, I don't sleep in the house. I've rented a room in a hotel near the house so that I can keep an eye on the construction.
You really can afford to live in the hotel for such a long time? You really surprised me.
Well, don't be so surprised. Now, I think I don't have anything to talk to you. We're done. You can live there. I don't have any problem of that.
Wait, Tara.
Bye. Right after that, Ariel moved away out of my house and returned to her old house on the outskirts. I must change to lock in the door just in case she'll want to move in after the construction is done. That's a big lesson for her. There is no way that I'm down for her unreasonable offer in the place. There is no way that I'm down for her unreasonable offer in the place. Hey, Cammy! Aren't you experiencing any sense of shame for your actions? Do you comprehend the extent to which you cause distress to those around you?
Huh? What's gotten into you all of a sudden?
How pathetic is it to be 41 years old, married, and still residing in your parents' house? Do you grasp the weight of the burden you impose upon our family?
I don't think I'm a burden.
The mere fact that you continue to reside at home is not only embarrassing but also an additional burden in itself. It's not normal for people to live at home at that age.
Although I reside at home, the majority of the time, I am rarely present. Furthermore, I contribute financially to support the family. You have no right as my older sister to complain about me.
I'm embarrassed having you as a part of the family. You're a failure because you're still living in at home.
Are you even listening to what I'm saying?
You're a failure, that's why you can't get married. Popular girls like me can get married really quickly.
Oh, really? You're right that you got married and had kids, and maybe our parents are grateful for that. But since I can't contribute in that same way, I have been giving Mom and Dad money. You're not doing that, now are you? You keep complaining about me, but you're also over 40 now. And since you're my older sister, you've lived even more than me. But even though you're the older sister, you and your husband still haven't sent our parents any money. What's up with that?
I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'm not responding.
Don't ignore me, you just won't reply because I'm right.
I'm not gonna play your little games. You're not even willing to listen to what I have to say.
You know that I'm right. You're the one who's not willing to listen to what I have to say.
I've kicked you out of Mom and Dad's house.
Huh? What do you mean you kicked me out?
You're not home now, right?
I've told you a million times that I don't go home often since I have to go on international business trips frequently.
Are you saying that to brag? I'll have you known that nothing about that is worth bragging about. For me, having your own family is what truly can bring you happiness.
You might be right. But everyone's values are different. I can't deny your way of thinking. So can you not accept my way of life?
A 40-something-year-old unmarried woman like you serves no purpose.
Are you listening?
You're trash. Actually, some trash might be more valuable than you.
How long are you going to berate me until you're satisfied?
You're on a business trip right now, correct? You've worked all your life and now you're 40. What's fun about a life like that?
You really don't have to say that. I'm busy now, so are you done? If you want to keep talking, whatever.
My husband and I are considering moving in with Mom and Dad.
What? Really?
That's why Mom and Dad said that they'll refuse to take any more money from you. You probably weren't giving them much anyways. We talked about inheritance too. They said they don't want you to claim the right to anything. So we're cutting ties off with you. Just treat us like strangers from now on, okay?
Huh? Why were you guys talking about inheritance? Mom and Dad are still healthy, right?
This is regarding future business. I don't want you to steal the inheritance from Mom and Dad. I'm the one who deserves it anyways.
I get what you're saying, but I never had any intentions of claiming the right to the inheritance anyways. So then why do I have to break off ties with the family? All I was doing was sending our parents some extra money.
I've made it so that they cut off all ties with you. Because I never want to see you again.
Let's talk about this when I return home. I'll listen to what you want. This isn't something meant to be discussed over text. We should talk about this more calmly. If you want to move in with Mom and Dad, then that's fine. Do what you want.
You don't seem to understand. You being there is a burden.
Are you really going to say that? I had no intention of burdening anyone.
Even if you didn't mean to be a burden, you are one. I'm done speaking with you. Why don't you go back to work? That's all you're good for anyways.
I was gonna get back to work anyways. Don't be so nasty.
My husband agrees with me. He thinks you're weird.
Why would he say something so rude? I barely even met with him yet he says that about me?
That's because it's weird for someone to be in their 40s, unmarried, into living with her parents. You boasting about how you give money to Mom and Dad is also a joke.
Feel free to say whatever you want. But you have no right to say any of those things. Who does your husband even think he is?
Don't make fun of my husband.
Then how about you don't make fun of me? We need time to seriously talk this through. Talk to you later.
My husband and I are moving in with Mom and Dad today. You'll have nowhere to live now.
Huh? Seriously? I told you we should talk this through. Did you forget?
There's nothing worth discussing with you. I've already thrown away your belongings.
Huh? I know you looked down on me, but did you really have to go that far?
While you were on your international business trip, I threw away everything into the dumpster. Since you always brag about your business trips. You're a good-for-nothing woman that still depends on her parents after hitting 40. Never come back! You should be ashamed of yourself.
Throwing everything in the dumpster. Wasn't that a hustle for you?
It was, but it was worth it because now I can cut off ties from you.
Did Mom and Dad agree to you doing this?
They were on the fence about it at first, but they eventually came around. They did it so that you can become independent. Stop letting our parents support you and live on your own for once. Just because you're giving Mom and Dad money doesn't mean anything. You need to live independently.
Did you seriously throw everything away?
Yup. I did it while you were on your little trip. You're a parasite living off of Mom and Dad. Don't come home.
Thanks, you may think it's easier for me.
Huh?
I said that I was going on a business trip. But I'm actually working here indefinitely and had no plans of going back.
Huh? What do you mean?
I used to go on international trips and return home when I got back into the country. But if I was living there full time, then wouldn't I have had to pay rent?
I don't understand. What are you even saying? So you're telling me that you weren't actually living there in the first place?
Well, of course I would return home for short periods of time when I'd come back. But I never intended on fully living there. I already have a house in Paris.
Huh? You have a house in Paris?
I didn't tell you? I bought it last year. I was always moving between New York, London, and Paris. But from now on, I'd like to settle down in Paris. That's why I ended up buying the house.
I don't understand what you're saying. How can you afford to buy a house in Paris?
How? Well, I am working. I also just simply wanted to send money home to Mom and Dad. I pretended that it was for rent. Well, if Mom and Dad don't care anymore, then that's fine. I won't be planning on living there ever again anyways. I'm actually grateful that you cleaned up my room for me. Thanks.
So you never planned on taking Mom and Dad's house as your own?
Why would I do such a thing? I don't think I said anything about doing that.
Yeah, you didn't say anything, but...
I didn't even know you wanted the house. If Mom and Dad are okay with you living there, then I don't have any complaints. Just do whatever you want, Bella.
Huh? So what was I trying to compete for?
I have no idea. I think it's respectable that you're raising your 2 kids, but I don't like being told what to do by you. If you want to break up ties with me, then go ahead. Of course, I'll stop sending money just like you said I should. In return, you threatened me to not take any of the inheritance, right?
Yeah.
What's even there to be inherited? Mom and Dad are just living off their pension. I don't think there will be anything left to give to us besides the house. I never planned on receiving the house anyways. So you really didn't have to compete with anyone?
How could I have known? Does living off their pension really mean that they don't have much extra money? I suspected that you were surely using our parents' savings to go abroad since you go so often.
Come on, you seriously know nothing about me.
What do you mean?
I've worked so hard to the point that they put me in magazines. I'm practically famous. You seriously know nothing.
What? You're famous?
I go by the name Arena. If you Google me, stuff should come up. I have tens of thousands of followers on social media.
What do you mean? What kind of job do you even have?
I'm a designer. The fact that you don't know is shocking.
Huh? You're a designer? I've never heard this before.
From your perspective, I'm just a 40-something-year-old who's unmarried and likes to have fun abroad. You think I'm some good-for-nothing loser that uses her parents' money to mess around.
That's how it seemed.
I'm sorry, but that's so far from the truth. I used the money I made to go abroad and learn. And now I've made it. By the way, I'm not lonely. I have a partner.
What a partner!
We've been partners for a while now. But we just got engaged.
Hold on, I just checked on Instagram. You were engaged to this good-looking guy? This must be a joke, it's not a joke?
I'm not a joke. I'm sorry, but my life is a lot more fulfilling than you thought it was.
There's no way that you can be engaged to some extremely handsome guy. While I was cheated on by my shabby husband and my life isn't going well. My husband quit his job and he returned to his hometown so that he can get by without paying rent. How come you're the one who gets to live a happy life? That's not fair.
Can you calm down? What are you trying to say? You proclaimed that I would be kicked out of Mom and Dad's house and cut off from the family. Then you threw all my stuff out of the house. But now you're jealous? Please get yourself together. Have you ever thought that maybe the reason you're in this situation is the result of your own actions?
What are you saying?
There's nothing more that I can do for you. You and your husband can take care of our parents. That's what you wanted, right? In the meantime, I'll be living happily in Paris. Bye, I'll probably never see you again.
We were informed about Cammie's circumstances and the constant disregard she faced, as well as her elder sister Bella's descent into madness due to envy. Their parents managed to make ends meet with a limited budget relying solely on their pension. Bella eventually came to the realization that staying with her parents wouldn't afford her any financial gain. Ultimately, due to her spouse's infidelity, she decided to end the relationship and depart. She assumed the responsibility of caring for her children at home alongside her parents, and she even secured employment to generate additional income. This experience caused Mia to recognize the importance of fostering a better relationship with her younger sister and engaging in more effective communication with her. There are moments when she deeply regrets not cultivating a bond with her sister. Her regret intensified, particularly when she witnessed Cammie appearing on television, as Cammie now feels unattainably distant to her. Her family laments their failure to treat her kindly, acknowledging that they should have recognized this sooner.
Hey Lily. How is your guy? I can't stop thinking about that handsome face.
What? What are you talking about?
The guy that you brought to the house with you.
Wait. What? What do you mean?
Don't you hear that? Your friend looks so good. Unfortunately, I didn't even know his name yet.
Yeah, I get it. I thought you guys did have a chat.
Sadly, no. I had to meet my friend last night, so I just glanced at me. Plus, I just didn't want to introduce myself because I wasn't wearing any makeup.
Yeah, I also thought that you were out or something because you didn't come to say hi to us.
Did he eat dinner with our parents?
Yeah, sure, I did invite him to come over.
I got a glimpse of that handsome guy. Come on, Lily, just tell me about him. I need to meet him. Can you just give me his phone number?
Well, if you'd like, his name is Peter and he's my boyfriend.
Since when did you manage to get a boyfriend like that? I didn't know that you had a boyfriend at all.
I've had a boyfriend for a while now.
I don't understand why such a handsome guy would bother dating a girl like you. There must be a reason, or you must be lying to me.
Why would I lie to you about this? He's actually the son of the president of the company that I work for.
What did you just say? He is the son of the president? He must be so rich, right?
I'm not really sure what he likes about me so much either. He was the one who asked me out a couple of months ago.
That is unbelievable. Why would someone like him ask you out? So you're telling me that you're dating the future president of a company?
I am dating him, but I'm not sure if he is going to become the next president. The company I work for hasn't decided who's going to take over as president next yet. There's a few other candidates for the position, and they're all very capable. I think the higher-ups are all still discussing who should take over next.
Did you bring him back to our house to introduce him to Mom and Dad? Are you guys planning to get married already?
I'm not sure if we're getting married, it's way too soon. We came back home for a different reason. He came home with me to talk to Dad about work.
What do you mean? Why would they want to talk to each other about work? They don't even work for the same company.
Actually, our companies became business partners recently. So my boyfriend's father wanted us to tell Dad about our relationship, as our companies are going to be working together in the future. So yeah, that's why I brought him over. We thought it would be best to talk about this informally.
Oh, so that's what he came over today? I still can't believe why he loves such a nerdy short girl like you.
That's a little mean. I have feelings as well, you know.
I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just telling you the truth. You're tiny and nerdy. There's nothing wrong with what I just said.
Being short isn't something that I can change. You're offending all the other short people in the world.
You're too funny sometimes.
Well, I'm glad that you're entertained. Have you heard enough now?
I would love to hear much more about how you guys met. Have you got somewhere to go?
Yeah, I need to go soon. I'm standing outside of my car texting you because I thought you had something important to talk about. I'm not going to drive and text at the same time. Just to tell you about how we met. I want to go home already. I'm tired.
Fine, go ahead and drive away. Hey Lily. We need to talk. You've been bringing Peter back to our parents' home pretty frequently.
Yeah, I guess so. Dad and Peter seem to be getting along really well. They usually watch baseball together while drinking some beers. I've been stopping by to pick Peter up after and save some cab money.
I see. That's why I've seen you both around so often. Did you both stay over yesterday night?
Yeah, we did actually. I didn't really want to stay over here, but he was too drunk to go home. I wanted to go back home.
Why don't you just go home by yourself? I think Peter prefers to stay here with me anyway.
What do you mean?
I guess you really haven't realized what me and him have been getting up to. You are just being used as a personal driver, by the way.
What are you talking about?
You really are dumb about these things. In fact, you always have been slow. I guess you still haven't realized what we've been doing inside that car you drive.
Donna, I still don't understand what you're saying.
You really want to know? Okay, let me tell you. Peter is a very passionate lover, isn't he?
What did you just say? I'm not going to tell you about our private life.
We had a lot of fun together inside your car the other night. It was so hot.
You're joking, right? Did you guys really?
Yeah, we've been going at it. I thought that it would be a bad idea if I slept with him in my room. Because your room is right beside mine and the walls aren't thick enough. I wouldn't want you to hear us. So I think you would have realized if we did it in my room. I guess that would be thrilling too. But maybe next time, we don't need to worry about your finding out. So that's why we did it in your car. It's been happening every time you two stay over here. We've been having so much fun together inside your car.
What? Are you serious?
I'm wondering how many times we've done it. I think I've lost count already.
You guys have slept together?
Yeah. And it's so funny that you didn't realize.
That isn't funny at all. I'm so shocked now. I guess now that I think about it. I thought that some of the things in my car had been moved around. It was because of you guys.
You're acting so surprised.
Of course, I'm surprised. Can't believe you two did things like that in my car. It's disgusting.
You're worried about your car? That's so funny. That's not what you should be angry about, Lily. The fact that he chose me over you.
Why did you sleep with him?
What do you mean? Peter is my type, you know. He is tall and has strong facial features.
But I didn't think you would sleep with your little sister's boyfriend. I was hoping to marry him.
That's not really a reason why I slept with him. Well, I thought it'd be nice to get married to a future company president.
I knew it. You were after him because of his position at the company.
I also thought it'd be kind of fun to steal him from you. It would be kind of satisfying to win him over.
I have no idea why that would be satisfying at all.
Well, you understand what's happening now, right? Peter is my boyfriend now. He is no longer yours. You guys weren't even engaged or anything. So don't hold a grudge against me. There's no point getting a lawyer involved either.
I wouldn't do that. I know hiring a lawyer for something like this is pointless. I'm guessing that Mom and Dad were on your side as well for this.
You're right. I'm impressed that you managed to figure that out.
You've always been the favorite child to them ever since we were small. Whenever we got into an argument, they would always be on your side.
Come on, it's not my fault that I'm much more likable.
It's okay. I understand everything that is happening now. I don't need a man that would cheat on me with my sister. So I've decided that I no longer want to have a relationship with Peter. I'm more than happy to give him to you.
What? It's kind of irritating. How calm and rational you're. But I guess I'll let you off the hook for today. You are the loser after all. I am the one that's going to be able to marry Peter. I'm going to be a company president's wife also.
I'm never going to come back to visit Mom and Dad again either. Would you be able to tell Mom and Dad that for me?
That's great to hear. Does that mean you're also going to quit working at your company as well?
Why would I quit my job?
Wouldn't it be kind of awkward when your ex becomes the president of the company? It's just a matter of time before he becomes the president. On top of that, he is going to get married to your sister. If I were you, I certainly wouldn't want to work at a company like that.
Well, I guess that's true. I think I'll decide if I'm going to quit once I've thought about it carefully. Right now, I need a bit of time to sort my mind out well.
You really are stubborn. Just quit straight away without even thinking about anything.
I had to live stubbornly to cope with living in such a toxic family. I think I'm actually happy that I finally have a reason to cut all of you out of my life.
What did you just say?
Anyway, I've got to go now. Bye.
Great news, great news! I am so eager to inform you.
What?
You should feel lucky to hear this. I'm pregnant. Me and Peter are going to have a baby together.
Well, good for you guys. Congratulations.
You should stop trying to act like you don't care. Peter already told me that you ended up quitting the company.
Oh. You heard about that already. I guess rumors like that spread very quickly.
I knew that you were going to have to quit. It would have been difficult working at a company with your ex as the president. You were so close to marrying a wonderful man like Peter. I'm sorry that I had to steal him away from you. Now you're just going to lose your job as well. That's just so miserable. How does it feel to have your life crumble away? You kind of deserve it though.
I think that there are some things that you are misunderstanding. There's actually some other reasons as to why I'm leaving the company. Also, Peter isn't going to be the next president of the company.
What did you just say? Stop lying to me.
I thought that I told you this all before you decided to steal him from me. I told you that he was just one of the few possible candidates for the position. At that time, the board was still in the process of discussing who should get the position of president.
What? I don't remember. That can't be true.
Well, you must have a pretty bad memory anyway. The new president was decided a few days ago. It was someone else, but who's better than Peter? The new president was from a separate department. She started working there around the time I joined. Everyone respects her a lot, and she is a very capable person. I think everyone is really happy that she was chosen to take over.
Wait. If Andrew isn't the president, then you have no reason to quit, right? Why are you planning to leave? And why did you start dating him if you knew he wasn't going to become the next president?
Well, I guess he thought that I was dating him for his money and his position in the company. There seems to be some misunderstandings between us.
What other reason would there be to date him?
I don't think that everyone has the same values and thought processes as you.
Then why did you start dating Peter? Tell me the reason right now.
To be completely honest, I only started dating him because he was very persistent. He asked me to go out with him so many times. At first, I thought that he just really liked me. But then later on I realized that he was dating me for a completely different reason. I was actually one of the other candidates to become the next president of our company. So Peter wanted to make sure that I wouldn't have a chance at all.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
He thought that if we got married and I became a housewife, then I would automatically drop out of the competition for the position. After dating me for a little while, he realized that I wasn't one of the major candidates for the position. And that's when he started to become distant from me. That's right around the time he started sleeping with you. I guess he didn't need to date me anymore, and so he stopped trying so hard. Even though he went through all the effort to stop me from becoming president, he didn't get the position either. It's such a shame that someone else got the position instead of him.
Are you serious about all of this? I thought he was going to be the next president. You tricked me. You told me that he was going to be the next president so that I would take him off your hands.
Stop blaming me for any of this. The only thing that I told you was that Peter's father was the current president of my company. Also, I told you that the next president was not confirmed yet. And that there were many candidates for the position. I don't know why, but you just assumed that he would take over the company.
Anyway, this is all your fault.
Stop blaming me for your actions.
Then tell me who the next president is going to be. I don't want Peter anymore. I'll go flirt with the new president and make him marry me.
But you forget that you're pregnant.
I don't care about it. I can trick the new president.
I doubt that's going to be possible.
I'm sure it's not possible for a tiny nerd like you, but for me it's going to be easy. You know how hot I am. I can make pretty much any man sleep with me.
I already told you that the next president of the company is a woman. Well, she's already married. So I think you might have some trouble.
What? A woman? Are you for real? How could that happen? It's not that unusual these days.
I think it's going to be a little difficult for you to try to find another man to marry.
I guess so. But Peter can get a well-paid position even if he doesn't become president, right? He's the son of the current president after all. I'm fine getting married to him as long as he gets lots of promotions.
Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. Our company only promotes people based on their skills and how much they contribute. He's not going to get any promotions or rises just because his father is the current president.
Those rules are stupid. He should at least get some special treatment for being the son.
Oh, you need to know that. He was never actually one of the candidates to become the next president in the first place. I just found out lately.
That can't be true. He told me so many times about how he's going to own a company.
That's probably because he assumed that he would take over the company just because his father is the president. He just got ahead of himself and started boasting about it to everybody. In reality, no one ever told him that he would become the next president.
What is wrong with him? How could he lie about such an important matter? I thought that I was going to marry someone rich and live a luxurious life.
You should keep it in your dream, Donna. Now, I don't want to talk anymore. I'm leaving.
Wait, Lily. Lily.
After that, I'm very glad that managed to finally escape that toxic family. It is so much better for me mentally and I am feeling very relaxed. I heard that Donna and Peter did end up getting married even after all that happened. The child in her stomach is not responsible for any of this. My sister still has major problems with how she treats other people. But I don't need to care anymore.
Hey, Helen. Open the door for me. I'm standing outside Parents' house. I forgot to bring my key with me.
What? Are you moving back in with Mom and Dad again?
No, I just had another fight with my husband. He is such a mean guy. I come here just to cool off. I won't stay too long, I promise.
Well, yeah. As long as you agree to pay for some food.
Okay, whatever. I'm just so burnt out at my house. All the cooking and cleaning and the kids. It's just too much. So I just have to get out of there for a while.
So you run back our parents' house.
Yeah. But let me in. I know you in there. I saw your car parked outside. I know you're not at work since you started that work from home job last year. Come down here and open the door.
I'm actually not at home right now. I have a meeting I have to go to and my coworker is driving me. Are Mom and Dad not at home? When I left, they were still there. I guess neither of them have plans today.
I'm pretty sure Mom and Dad went out shopping or something. Their car is not here. Okay, let's see. I will go to the cafe at the end of the block until someone gets home.
But wait, Monica. How long are you planning on staying this time around? I hope you're not going to be staying more than a few days this time.
To be honest, I don't know. It depends on how fast my husband and I make up. Or how fast he apologizes to me.
But I can't have you hanging around in my house. You can sleep in the living room tonight if you really want to stay. But we don't really have the room for you anymore with the kids.
What? I'm not sleeping in the living room. I'll just sleep in your room like I always do. It was my room before. You should give it back to me if I'm gonna be staying here.
Monica, listen. This is not your house anymore. Now that I own it, I get to decide who goes where. And anyway, I'm working from home now, as you know. I can't have you hanging around in my bedroom all day bothering me while I work.
Are you really not going to let me stay in my childhood home? I promise I won't be that much of a bother.
I'm not sure. You've definitely broken that promise before. You should know that it's more of my house than it is yours. I own it now. Mom and Dad are only living here for a little while until their apartment is finished. We don't really have space for you anymore. You can't just come barging in and expect us to have a place ready for you. At least try to be considerate, Monica.
What exactly do you want me to do to be considerate? I brought you some presents if that makes it any better.
It does not. Look. You can stay for a week if you want. But you have to chip in on meals and you cannot stay in my room. There's nowhere for you to sleep in there. You can sleep on the couch. That's the best I can do for you now. And before you ask, I am not going to lend you any money. I know your husband makes plenty recently. I'm sure you have some saved up from your part-time job. So don't come crying to me about how broke you are. I'm tired of that.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah. You can stay for 1 week. No more than that. So you better start making up with your husband. And this time is different. You can't just order a bunch of delivery and expect me to pay for it. You need to pay for your own stuff. If you don't remember, you still owe me $1,000.
That's enough, Helen. I'll pay for everything. Stop treating me like a child. I don't even want to live with you. You're worse than Mom and Dad. You always scold me. You're so obsessed with money. I know you all make way more than you need. I can't believe you'd be so stingy with your own flesh and blood. And how can you accuse me of being a freeloader anyways? You're living with Mom and Dad. I bet you're leeching off them.
I'm not leeching off anyone. You're the one, Monica.
Even if you're not taking their money, Mom cooks and cleans the house. All you do is sit around all day and laze about like a queen. At the very least, you can give me some money to make up for all the pampering. I'm missing out on think of it as evening the playing field.
I am absolutely not doing that. I do the chores by myself and I cook more than Mom. She just wants to help out to feel like she's doing something. She's retired anyway, and so she wants to do something in her spare time. Once again, you don't know what you're talking about.
No, you're just trying to turn it around on me. You're taking advantage of a poor old woman and making her do grueling housework. It's pathetic, honestly.
Whatever you say.
Here we go again with that condescending attitude.
Maybe if you actually try to be nice, I might not have this attitude.
You know how hard my marriage is? Every time we have a fight, he gets so unreasonable and mad. I have no choice but to leave. You just don't get it at all. You think you're so good with your perfect husband and perfect life.
You're being really unfair.
So whatever. Just come home as soon as your meeting is over. I need to unpack some of my stuffs. I need to go out tonight.
Where are you even going?
Oh, none of your business.
You're not going clubbing again, are you?
Why does this matter to you?
Never mind. I'll be home in a few hours. Monica, where you at? Did you do something with my laptop?
What? Why are you asking me that? I don't know anything about it. I'm out with friends right now.
I didn't mean to bother you. But I just found it out in the storehouse. It's not damaged or anything. It just seemed strange. I asked Mom and Dad. But none of them touched it.
Maybe it was one of the kids.
That can't be. I've had my eye on them all day and none of them were even near it.
Are you accusing me of something? I didn't try to ruin your laptop or anything. I just needed to look something up on it and I was in the backyard for a minute.
You were in the storehouse? Why?
I don't know. I guess I thought it looked cozier or something.
Were you drunk?
Why do you care?
Whatever anyway. Please be more careful and ask me before you use my stuff, especially my laptop. I need it for work. So if it ends up breaking, I'm gonna be in a bind.
Whatever, I told you I wasn't trying to break it. And it's in my room anyway. So I should be able to use it.
What are you talking about? It's my laptop. Have some respect, please, Monica.
Why don't you have respect for me? You're making me sleep on the couch like a dog. I'm like a stranger in my own house. My legs and hips and neck and back hurt all the time because I have to sleep on the sofa. I'm so done with it. I'm taking back what's mine. And that room belongs to me, you know.
I get it. I'd be uncomfortable too. And if things were different, we'd have a bed for you to sleep in. But we don't, and none of that gives you the right to mess with my stuff. Especially stuff I need for work.
Well, that's why I put it in the storehouse. Because I didn't want it in my room since it's not mine. It's my room, so I don't want your stuff in it.
Are you really trying to kick me out of my own house? Trying to make me sleep in the storehouse?
Well, like you said, there aren't any other rooms. So yeah, that's your room now. You're being totally ridiculous. Maybe you can use your laptop as the pillow. I know the ground out there is hard, but I'm sure you'll figure something out. It's the perfect place for a parasite like you out in the yard with all the bugs.
What did you call me?
I'll be taking my room back when I get home. You should make sure it's cleaned out.
You have no right.
I'll do whatever I want. It's my room. It's my house. If you want out, you'll leave.
You know what? I will leave.
Oh, really? I thought you'd put up a little bit more of a fight. Did you really fold that easily?
No, I'm just sick of dealing with this attitude of yours. I'm done with getting mad at you. It just makes you harder to deal with. There's no reason to keep fighting with you about this.
So what are you going to do?
We're gonna move.
What? Really? You're not being serious. This is a joke, right?
No joke here. We're moving today.
Are you staying in a hotel or did you just magically find a house?
No, we've been thinking about doing this for a while now. My husband's job is entirely remote now, so we don't have to live close to the office anymore. So we decided to move.
Well, then it's a win-win. You get to go somewhere else. And I'll have the house all to myself. You won't bother me anymore.
I spoke with Mom and Dad about our arrangement. I found out about your little arrangement with them. Don't think I didn't know that Mom was giving you money?
What? I can't believe she told you.
But it sounds like you broke the terms of your agreement. And that you should have been out of the house by now. They seemed a little bit disappointed by the entire thing. So they decided it was time you learned to live on your own. So to put it simply, they're cutting you off. It's a shame too. It sounds like they were planning on giving you quite a bit of money if you actually stuck with your agreement. I know that Mom feels bad about your situation with your husband. But your being here all the entire time has made her be mad. And I bet your attitude hasn't really helped either.
What? Were they really gonna help me?
Well, Mom wanted to at least. But after all this, Dad decided that it wasn't worth it. And thought that if you wanted to divorce Jimmy and live on your own, you'd need to find yourself a job and earn your way. They had actually been saving up money to give to you. But they decided at the last minute to use it for something else instead. They said you'd just waste.
What? Can't believe that.
If you keep your attitude well even a little bit, they might not have changed their minds. I think they're going to spend it on a vacation or something. I think they deserve after putting up with you for so long. I can't believe you wouldn't even help Mom with the dishes or cleaning or anything. It's not like you have a job that keeps you busy or takes up your time.
Did they really take all that money and spend it on themselves?
It was their money in the first place. They were being kind by even considering giving it to you. They live on a fixed income. Now that they've retired, they need it way more than you do.
They have tons of money.
They most certainly do not. Part of why we bought the house from them in the first place is that we could give them a bit of a cash. And they moved to a smaller place because they were struggling to afford to live here. They don't need to be giving money to their layabout daughter.
So what am I supposed to do? You really expect me to go back to my house and the kids and act like nothing ever happened? I don't have anywhere else to go.
So you're not divorcing him after all? You're going to have to decide if you want to live with him and put up with whatever it is that bothers you about him. Or you're gonna have to move out and get a job. Because you can't stay here any longer. I really don't know what the two of you thought about. But I'd hope for your sake you'd have resolved it by now. Not to mention you've barely seen your own children in a month. You should at least go back for your kids. Or did something happen that's keeping you from going back? It does seem a little strange that you've barely seen your kids since this all happened. And your stories never seem to quite add up. What actually happened, Monica?
What? It's nothing. He got out of control again. He was crying and screaming.
If he really was that out of control, don't you think it's pretty irresponsible to leave your kids with him?
They're fine. He's a good dad.
Okay then. As long as the kids are safe, I don't really care what happens. You can fight it out with your husband all you want. But you gotta do it at your house. You can't stay here.
Wait. I can't go back there. There's no way he'll let me come back. Why are you kicking me out?
You'll have to talk to Mom and Dad if you want to know more. You clearly don't care about your husband and your kids. So if you get divorced, you'll be rid of them once and for all. Think of it as a new start.
What am I supposed to do? My husband's gonna leave me with nothing. I don't have money, a job, a house, or anything.
You can find all those things, but you have to actually work for it. No one is just going to hand them to you for free.
No, I hate working. I'm not gonna be able to go out and see my friends.
Well, if so, you should take care. I have nothing to do with you anymore.